Charles Jacobs, the co-founder of the American Anti-Slavery Group, which was founded in 1994 to combat slavery worldwide. He's also a co-chairman of the Sudan Campaign. Dr. Charles Jacobs.
Thank you. We said never again, but on our watch, an entire people is being methodically destroyed. If we cannot or will not stop it and save them, then we can at least speak the hard truth to them in the face of these genocides. In the presence of these innocent people who are maybe going off to slaughter and slavery, we dare not utter anything but the truth. No false promises, no false descriptions of their true situation. The truths today are hard truths, and some of them you are not supposed to say. The truth is that Sudan is the scene of two mass murders. One in Darfur, occurring in front of our eyes. The other in southern Sudan, which is currently on hold. The truth is that so much of the West has turned its eyes from today's mass murder. Why? The truth is that we don't act in Darfur because the victims of genocide in Darfur are blacks and Muslims. And the truth is, and this is the harder truth, we don't act in Darfur because the perpetrators of this genocide are Arabs and Muslims. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. But we owe the Africans and ourselves the truth. We come here today to celebrate and to rally. We celebrate one of the most heroic but unnoticed fights for freedom across the globe. The Sudanese people, the African Sudanese people, are fighting to free themselves from the chains of domination, from the chains of slavery, and from oppression and from mass murder. They have joined together, Christians and tribalists and moderate Muslims, to fight an enemy that is confronting the world. That enemy is jihad. It's a fight that is engulfing Europe, but Europe is pretending it isn't so. The mighty white nations of Europe have been invaded by jihadists, but their leaders pretend it's not true. In America, we were attacked on 9/11 by jihadists, but our leaders pretend it's not true. But the brave black nation of Sudan, split as they are between Christians and moderate Muslims and tribalists, is better than that. They know what is true. They have been fighting for their lives, their women, their children, their freedom, while the mighty white nations of the West prefer to sit back in their fat prosperity and wish away the jihad. So I come here today to thank the Sudanese black nation for the wake-up call, for taking the leadership, for being the model about how to look at reality in the face and how to win freedom against oppressors. This is a reconvening of the small but determined groups of us, the fighters for Sudan, that we started 15 years ago. At the American Anti-Slavery Group, we joined with many people here and fought alongside the Sudanese, and with the goodwill of American people, we forced President Bush to change American foreign policy and help bring about the possibility for freedom in Sudan today. And we are back today to cheer its conclusion. President Obama, listen to me. We are approaching January 9th, 2011. It is an historic day. It is a day you should have on your calendar, President Obama. On January 9th, 2011, freedom will ring. That's the day when an entire black nation of Sudan will break from its oppressors. Listen to these words, President Obama. Though the world wants to turn its head, though this truth is the most politically incorrect phrase in the world, Arab jihadists have black slaves. Don't forget that. No one will say it, but it explains everything you need to know. Why would a nation fight for decades against the combined might of the Arab-Muslim world? Why would a nation of black people take up arms in a war and lose millions of its sons and daughters? Many other nations have chosen to try not to fight the jihad onslaught. Look at Europe, look at us. But the southern Sudanese and the Darfurians, together, Christians and Muslims, have stood up and fought against oppression and for their own people. You know, President Obama, that for decades, militia have raided southern Sudanese villages, shot the men and captured the women and children and taken them as slaves. You know, President Obama, America is a nation that tore itself apart over the issue of one man owning another. Do you know, President Obama, it is our duty to ensure that these people have a right to self-government? So, President Obama, you have a duty. You have to make sure there's a fair and free election in Sudan. You have to ensure that the referendum is not delayed. You have to support the decision of the people of South Sudan. You have to make clear to Bashir that there will be consequences if he initiates another genocide. And you have to keep the eradication of slavery on the agenda of the American government. You have to free the black people who live as slaves still in Sudan. We came here to help free the Sudanese people. I would say one more thing to my friends, the Sudanese here. You have a great opportunity, not only to save your people from slavery and mass murder, but to help America to wake up. We are fat and happy. We don't want to understand that what hit you is coming to hit us. But you can be our teachers. Organize yourselves. We will help you. Lobby. We will help you. Teach America that what hit us on 9/11 was the same thing that has enslaved and slaughtered you. Teach us, brothers and sisters, we need to wake them up. And to Simon Dang, the leader of the people who are about to be free, I say we are all in your debt, Simon. You are the model of a free man. We bless you and we thank you for fighting for freedom. If George Washington were here, or if Thomas Jefferson were here, or Abraham Lincoln, and they are here in spirit, and they're looking down upon us, and they're saying about you, Simon Dang, in you our struggle lives on. And we Americans look on you and recall that there are still slaves serving their masters in Sudan. And we have a duty to say, in the words of Harriet Tubman, I have seen their tears, I have heard their cries, and I would give every drop in my blood in my veins to set them free. Thank you.